So in dual awareness, there's attention being put in the body, and the body's doing something without much thought or effort, which allows the brain to then process with much less defensiveness or protections, because some of your energy is put towards what you're doing with your body. And then in addition to that, so much of what we're holding on to in our memories are somatically stored. And so if we're helping our body move through things, we can help our brain move through it as well. But in EMDR, your brain is engaging in dual attention. So if I'm paying attention to either the eye movements, my eyes are going back and forth, and I'm focused, and my brain has to be focused on back and forth, left to right, while I'm also thinking about a traumatic memory, it's helping my brain work through the traumatic memory or the traumatic experience while I'm simultaneously distracted by the back and forth, either the eye movements or the vibration. So I have dual awareness and dual attention. I have dual awareness and attention in my eye movements or in my hands, as well as in my psychological process. So I'm having dual experience with brain and body. And then as my body and brain say, I can tolerate this, and I have more ability to tolerate it because in the moment, I can stay with the memory longer because of the dual awareness. The dual awareness allows me to stay with the memory longer because I have something else to distract me just enough. And then as I sit with it and as I go through it, then the brain says, well, actually, we're safe now. We completed that process. We completed that movement. We completed that memory in a way where we sat with it, we engaged with it, and everything was all right this time. So my brain gets a new experience that's different than the first time I had the experience. And then my brain says, I can be safer in the world, or I can change my beliefs around this thing because my experience was different. And the dual attention, if we go back to that whole piece of it, the dual attention just adds a layer of ability for brain and body to tolerate the distress of whatever the memory is.
So if you're doing yoga and therapy at the same time, is that a practice of dual attention?
You are doing two things at once. So it is dual awareness. I'm going to have awareness on my inner state as well as my external state. So it depends on the way the person chooses to engage with it. But if we're working with a concept like power and powerlessness, and I'm doing mental work with it while I'm allowing my body to work through poses that evoke a sense of power and powerlessness, I'm getting a dual experience and dual awareness of my psychological and physical or somatic experience with those concepts, which allows us to process it on dual levels.